And welcome to the first game of the night in the Women's Supa-Liga, a blockbuster contest with the Western Devils taking on the Northern Hawks. Both sides at relatively full strength. For the Northern Hawks, Rachel Wilson, the number 52 in net. Daisy McAllister wearing the number 29. Kayla McCulloch, the number 22. Dakota Van Vugt, the number 5. Talia Curran, the number 92. Anna Tan, the number 8. Tina Campos wearing 10. Caitlin Belanca, the number 96. Hannah Reynolds, the number 50. And Jessica Jan, the number 18. And for the Western Devils, it's Katie Sabatini wearing 9. Lauren Baker wearing the number 14. Andrea Priato wearing number 29. Coral Buxu, the number 31. Manon Gebawa, the number 17. Penelope Clayton, the number 21. Laura Waltman, the number 5. And Ashley Byrne wearing the number 6. As we see the ball in the hands of Wilson. Plays it out wide to Dakota Van Vugt. Ball down the byline, finding Campos, who switches play over to Belanca. Centers it to McCulloch. And out wide to Campos, who looks to cut inside, but resets with McCulloch in the end. Belanca's on the flank now for the Hawks. Plays inside to Campos, across to Van Vugt, back to Campos, who goes down the line to McCulloch. Back rolls it to Campos. And a nice bit of skill, but loses out to Waltman in the end. Now Penelope Clayton tries to find Waltman once more, but the pass was astray, the number 5. The Northern Hawks desperately need a win to keep their top 4 aspirations alive. The Devils will need a win to keep their title hope alive, with the Coburn Wolves and South Perth Alliance currently sitting above them on the ladder. Belanca breaking forward, finds Campos, across to Van Vugt, who fires from distance, but Gebawa is equal to it in the end. Over the top from Manon Gebawa, helped on by Sabatini. Now here's Waltman, overlapping run from Buxy. Waltman finds her, and it's 1-0. Coral Buxy opens the scoring for the Devils. Wilson got something on it, but it wasn't enough to keep it out, and it's an early goal. So the favourites take the lead as expected. It's come quite early. It was their first real chance in the match after having barely any possession in the opening couple of minutes, but they've been efficient and made it count and hold an early 1-goal lead. Ball forward from Belanca. McCulloch in a duel for it with 2 Devils defenders, and the Devils will get it back from the sideline. Long ball forward looking for Waltman. It was overhit though. Campos walking it forward. Out wide to McCulloch, who's under immediate pressure from Sabatini. McCulloch with no real option. She's going to have to be careful to not give it away. And Sabatini concedes the foul. McCulloch to Belanca. And Belanca through to Van Vugt, who looks to get beyond Sabatini. But the former Perth Glory midfielder winning it back for the Western Devils. Here's Nellie Clayton on the ball. Left-footed pass into the feet of Buxy, who's helped it onto Sabatini. In a tussle with Campos, and it's a strong tackle from Tina Campos. Just send it over the touchline. Sabatini will get it back. Up to the halfway line. Clayton cuts beyond Van Vugt, strikes off the left boot. It's taken a deflection off, I believe that was Tina Campos, and it's behind for a sideline ball. Waltman first time off the left boot, and that's an exquisite finish into the bottom corner. The Devils go 2 goals to the good nice and early. And it's none other than Laura Waltman, who pulled a rabbit out of her hat with that shot. Beyond the 10-metre mark, finding the bottom corner. Belanca trying to burst down the byline. Gebawa to Baker, given away though. And Campos' right-footed effort over the crossbar. Long throw from Gebauer, looking for Sabatini. Van Vox there to defend. Sabatini comes away with it though. However, she took the last touch. Van Vox for the Northern Hawks. Now here's Caitlin Belanca on the wing. Brings it inside. Back rows it to Van Vogt. And the ball down the line from Campos is blocked. It'll fall through to Rachel Wilson. Van Vogt at the back here. To Belanca. Loses out to Waltman. And now a chance to go one-on-one. Laura Waltman. But saved with the left leg from Wilson. And a corner to come for the Devils. Sabatini to Baker. And that one nowhere near the target. It's gone behind. Wilson to the feet of McCulloch. Out wide to McAllister now, who's come on for her first minutes of the match. Switches play to Campos, who brings her forward. Tries to get beyond Sabatini. And that one will come back to Kayla McCulloch. McCulloch out to the halfway line. McAllister, ball out to the wing. Here's Belanca, brings it inside. Now China Campos at the back for the Hawks. McAllister to Belanca. First time ball over the top. It was given away though. Baker heads in the direction of Waltman, but it's picked up by Belanca here. Bursting down the wing at speed. Manon Gebauer comes out to clear the danger. It was a good run down the wing from Belanca. It's what she'll give you. And the Hawks have to do more of that to get themselves back into the game. And the ball over the top looking for McAllister. She's being pressed by Prado here. Has to be careful. Out wide to Belanca. First time ball to Campos. Back to Belanca. He flicks it down the line, but that one's a poor ball. Prado picks it up. And it might just fall for Sabatini, but Wilson's there. Plays it into the middle and it's given away. Laura Waltman. Sabatini. Back to Waltman. He can't quite add the finishing touch, but it's still alive here for the Devils. Squares it into the area. And Belanca is there to mop up the scraps. It's only as far as Prado, though, who goes back to Waltman. Andrea Prado at the back now. Trying to get beyond Belanca. As she tries to squeeze that one out to Laura Waltman, but can't. McCulloch. McAllister now. Campos to McCulloch. Now Belanca, back to McCulloch. And the first time ball from Belanca, one back by Sabatini, who tries to burst beyond McAllister, but the number 29 getting a body in the way, appeals for a foul going unanswered though. And McAllister, Belanca to McCulloch. Belanca once more. Tries to find the ball in between lines to Campos, but Waltman's won it back for the Devils. Now here's Priato. Lauren Baker, good ball out to Waltman, whose touch let her down there, but she's managed to pick it up in the end. Plays it through to Priato, who goes back to Waltman. Bit of a loose touch, but makes his way to Baker in the end. Baker back to Waltman. Priato, ball down the line, looking for Waltman, who tries to cut beyond McCulloch. Still going Laura Waltman. Baker's ball into the corner was cut out by McAllister. McCulloch reaches, but couldn't get there, as it'll trickle over that far sideline. Coral Buxy back on for the Western Devils. And the ball forward from Baker, headed clear by Campos. Now here's McCulloch, who has pressure coming from behind, but squeezes it out to McAllister, who goes down the line and fires off the right boot. It was blocked by Waltman in the end, though. Now here's Belanca. This is where she's dangerous. Trying to manufacture some kind of shot, but it's taken off her by Waltman. Wilson to Campos. And the ball into the corner looking for McCulloch, but the Devils have won it back. Here's Buxy. McCulloch. Reynolds. Good ball to Campos. McCulloch tries to scoop it forward in the Campos direction. But that one going behind. Long throw from Gebauer. It might sit nicely for Waltman, and it's 3-0 here. Laura Waltman with her second goal of the night. A well-timed throw from Gebauer. A classy finish from Laura Waltman. And the Devils are cruising through the gears. 3-0 inside 10 minutes. Campos, McCulloch. Reynolds, back to McCulloch. Reynolds once more. Ball out wide to McAllister. Now Tina Campos. McCulloch chips it over the top, but it's picked up by Priato. Good tackle coming in from Hannah Reynolds, although the youngster has done well there. She plays it to Kayla McCulloch. Ball in between lines. It might just find Reynolds. Not quite in the end.
Kayla, next out.
And the ball down the line looking for Buxy, who will struggle to keep that one in play. As Jess Jan, who transferred over from the Coburn Wolves, makes her first appearance for the Northern Hawks. Centering ball finding Reynolds. Loses out to the Devils' defense, and now it's broken nicely to Clayton, who tries to cut back on the right. A good save from Wilson. Danger not cleared yet, though. And now a chance for the Hawks on the break. Here's Jan. Gives it away to Waltman. And now Laura Waltman's bursting forward on the counter-attack. Restarts play. Tries to find Clayton in the corner. McAllister. To John. And the ball forward from Jess John. Can't pick out a yellow shirt. As Sabatini back on for the Northern Hawks, or for the Western Devils rather. It's Clayton. He's in a tussle with John. And John wins it back. She's taken that one quickly. Reynolds got a toe in it. Clayton being pressed high. Her back's to goal. Ball forward from Priato, finding Buxy. And Clayton will get it back. We're on the sideline here. Priato flicks it forward. One in the centre. But it's fallen back to Andy Priato. Buxy recess play. Now here's Clayton. Fires from distance. Blocked by Reynolds. Sabatini. Back to Clayton, who goes for a run. But it's won back by Campos. Plays it forward quickly to Reynolds. Nice feet from Reynolds. And the ball forward from McAllister has fallen to Campos. He's put that shot over the bar, but it's probably the best chance the Northern Hawks have had. Tina Campos should have done better with that one, really. As the Hawks have a timeout on the way. And Clayton somehow gets beyond McAllister. The Devils have numbers forward. Clayton goes direct for goal. It's saved by Wilson. And now McAllister up the other end. One back by Sabatini. Plays it forward to Clayton. This to make it 4-0. It's off the bar and over. As the Northern Hawks call a timeout. We'll have a quick ad break and be back in just a moment. As both teams make their way back onto the court after the Northern Hawks called the timeout. It's Wilson. He plays it short to Campos. Now here's Hannah Reynolds. Switches play to McAllister. Back to Reynolds. And the ball forward is blocked by Priato, who looks to win it back up high. Reynolds does well to recover though. However, her second touch was too heavy as Buxy has it for the Devils. Now here's Sabatini. Ball into the corner. Priato inside. And Buxy a little bit soft with the finish, allowing Wilson to make an easy save. Reynolds to Campos, who looked to play it in the centre. It's been picked up by Clayton. Out to Sabatini. Now here's Buxy. Back to Clayton. Long ball forward. But it's well won by Campos, who looks to break up the other end. Has the support of Reynolds to her left. And the central ball from Reynolds looking for John. But now Buxy has won it back for the Devils, who restart from the back through. Andrea Priato. Clayton trying to get beyond McAllister. Last touch was off the number 29, and the Devils will get the ball back here. Priato flicked over the top in the Clayton direction. Campos pops it up in the air, does well to turn. Tries to lay it off to McAllister, who's got beyond Clayton nicely. Lovely skill. Chance still alive here. And what a goal that would have been, but Gibauer stayed true, didn't go to ground too early and made the save. The Northern Hawks finding their feet in the game though, but 3 goals inside the opening 10 minutes is always going to make it hard for them to come back. Here's Tina Campos. Ball into the corner. Jan gives it away. And now Clayton driving forward. It's well read by Reynolds, though, who clears it up the other end as Caitlin Belanca's back on for the Hawks. Baker. And the diagonal ball going out on the far side. John to Reynolds. And now here's Caitlin Belanca. Back to Reynolds. And the ball out wide to John. Tries to find McAllister in the center. One back by Buxy. And now here's Clayton. Good fake shot. Sabatini gives it away. McAllister plays it through to Belanca. But another good save from Gibauer. The danger not cleared yet, though. It's fallen to Jan. McAllister hits the outside of the post. And somehow the Hawks haven't opened the scoring tonight. They've had some good chances since calling the timeout, though. They look to be finding their feet. Here's Dakota Van Vuck. Scored a good goal last week, but that wasn't one of her finer touches. Buxy's one-on-one up the other end. Wilson with a comfortable save in the end. It was a tame effort, but that's a poor pass from Belanca. Clayton gets beyond her. However, she's forced out wide, but does really well there. Wilson with a good stop, though. It looked to go between her legs, but she shut them at the right time. Wilson playing McAllister early. Strong for options. Belanca picks it up. A bit of congestion at the back for the Hawks. Here's Van Vugt. Tries to flick it down the line, but Sabatini blocks the ball. Wilson to Van Vugt. Now here's McAllister. Ball down the line to John, who looks for the reverse ball in the feet of Dakota Van Vugt, but it's given away. Now here's Waltman. A rare error from her. As Kayla McCulloch checks back on the field of play. Wilson to Belanca. Out wide to McCulloch, who flicks it down the line looking for John. Last touch was off Lauren Baker. Belanca, lovely bit of skill. Break the ankles of Sabatini there. Back rolls it to Van Vugt, who tries to play it forward to John. It was blocked by Waltman. The Hawks will get it back from the sideline with just over 2 minutes to go now. Here's Belanca. Still going, Caitlin Belanca. Loses out to Sabatini, but gets it back in the end. and tries to glide past Baker on the wing. But the Devils, number 14, getting a little toe on it. McCulloch to Blanca. Fires off the right boot. It's behind for a corner. And centers it to Campos. Powerful effort off the right. The force of the shot was taken off it by Waltman. Now here's Sabatini. Gets beyond McCulloch. But the side ball going the way of the Northern Hawks. Here's Blanca. Out wide to Campos. Can the Hawks pull one back before half-time? Campos strikes from distance past the post. As the Western Devils call a timeout. We'll be back in just a moment.
Futsal WA has social futsal competitions 5 nights a week in Mount Lawley and West Perth. Whether you're an individual or have a group of mates who want to play, there's a junior, men's, women's or mixed competition that will suit you. Contact us to get involved in futsal, an action-packed sport and the fastest growing sport in Australia.
And we're back live in play. Gebauer looks over the top, but it's hit the roof. Kayla McCulloch now. Here's Caitlin Blanca, who strikes from distance, but missing the target there. Gebauer goes long. Blanca has clear, but Sabatini's picked it up in the middle. Lovely free from Sabatini! Good save from Wilson. McCulloch squeezes it out to Campos. He looks long. It's through to Blanca, who fires on the turn, but couldn't direct that one toward goal. As Gebauer to the feet of Waltman. Sabatini. And looks for the ball down the line. Was that a 4-second violation? Not quite. Campos trying to win it off Waltman, who's picked it up in the middle. The ball forward from Clayton was intercepted. And a quick strike from Tina Campos rolling behind. It'll go back to Manu Gebauer. Priato has isolated herself up high. It's what Gebauer looks for. Here's Annie Priato for the Devils. Finds Waltman. Ball looking for Clayton, but it's put into touch by Blanca. Clayton. And the ball to the back post wasn't a bad one, but just couldn't be directed on target by Andy Priato. As Rachel Wilson now for the Northern Hawks. Plays it to the feet of Blanca. Back rolls it to Campos. Out wide to McCulloch. Blanca once more. Campos again. Forward pass was blocked. Waltman gets there first, but can only put it into touch. Blanca will get that one back. Campos. Back rolls it to Blanca. It's a bit short though. But the number 96 does enough in the end to stop Waltman breaking forward. Blanca bringing it forward, loses out to Waltman. It could be 4-0 here. Laura Waltman tries to chip it over Wilson, who stood her ground and has put it behind for a corner. With 9 seconds left on the clock, is there time for one last goal for the Devils? It will cap off a brilliant first half if they're able to. Chipped over the top by Waltman, headed clear by Campos. The Devils will get it back with 5 to go now. Clayton, and that one flashed past the back post. No one made the run, but it was a good ball. And one last dice roll for the Northern Hawks, maybe. Campos just sends it long, but time's going to be their enemy here. As the halftime whistle goes, Western Devils 3, Northern Hawks 0. Laura Waltman scoring 2, Coral Buxley with 1. We'll go to a quick ad break and be back in just a moment with all the action from the second half. Campos to Dakota Van Vogt. And now Belenka. Back to Van Vogt. Heavy touch. Buxley picks it up. And now here's Clayton. Ball forward looking for Waltman. But it was a little overhit. McCulloch to Dakota Van Vogt. Now here's Belenka. Plays it to Campos. Out wide to McCulloch. Down the line for Belenka, who looks to get beyond Clayton. She's won them a corner though. Belenka, ball over the top. It's fallen nicely to Van Vogt, who needed to strike it first time. The Devils cleared their lines in the end. Here's Belenka. To Campos. McCulloch now. Forward pass was a poor one. Straight into the arms of Gebauer. Priato. Clayton back to Priato. Ball forward looking for Clayton. It's one back for the Hawks by Campos. Van Vogt tries to help it back onto Campos, who's in a tussle with Priato. Waltman plays it down the line. It somehow stayed in the field of play. All the way back to McCulloch, who plays it across to Belenka. Out wide to Van Vogt now, who tries to get beyond Waltman down the line. But she loses out to the strength of the number 5. And the Devils are going to get it back from the sideline here. Clayton. Priato, long ball forward, headed clear by Van Vogt. And now Coral bucks it. It's over the touchline. Belenka to McCulloch. Out wide to Campos. Back rolls it to Caitlin Belenka. Campos once more. Out wide to McCulloch. Back to Campos. Ball down the line, finding Belenka, who strikes off the right boot. It was blocked by Clayton. Clayton, ball forward now. Campos chests it clear. Clayton, centering pass, looking for Priato. Wilson to McCulloch, and now Dakota Van Vugt. Oh, Waltman looks to win it up high. Van Vugt to McAllister. Back to McCulloch. McAllister once more. Out wide to Campos. And the ball forward looking for the runner, JC McAllister. It was over the touchline though. Priato. Buxy, ball forward into touch. Van Vugt rolls it off the line to McAllister. The Hawks have had a better start to the second than they did to the first, and a chance maybe coming in there. Dakota Van Vugt, was she grabbed by Manon Gabauer? It wasn't even considered by the referee, but I think there might have been something in that. I'm not sure either way, though. It was cleared by the goalkeeper, and the Northern Hawks are going to get it back from the sideline. Van Vugt looks like she's slightly injured, but she's carried on. Anyway, McAllister switches play to Campos, who brings it inside, fires with the toe poke, and the goal was open if McCulloch could have swung at it, but Priato got there first. In the centre, looking for Van Vugt. Clayton breaks away with it. A lovely interception by McAllister. A 3-on-1 for the Hawks. Van Vugt! How she missed that? This is absolute terrible finishing from the Northern Hawks. One of the worst misses you'll ever see, and a duo of them at that. They've hit the post twice from 2 open goals, and the Devils really getting away with one there. It was Van Vugt and McAllister hitting the post from 2 open goals, and it really should be 3-1. But nevertheless, Gabauer did enough to put them off. Clayton to Priato. Back to Clayton. Priato once more. Ball out wide, finding Clayton, who flicks it down the line, looking for Waltman. And Clayton bursting forward. Lovely ball in behind. And Buxy getting another snatch at it, but couldn't direct this one on target. McCulloch to McAllister. Campos. Ball out wide, finding McCulloch. Campos again. And it's Talia Karaman for her first minutes of the match. It's a poor ball though. And it's gone out on the far side. Waltman, Priato, Baker, heavy touch. It's one back by McAllister, but Priato clearing her lines. Karam to Campos. Karam once more, plays it in behind. And Clayton bursting forward, reverse ball out to Waltman. Looking for the back post run of Baker. McCulloch's in there, plays it off Clayton, who can't keep it in. McCulloch at the back now. Campos. Under pressure from Waltman. Going to have to be good here, and is. McCulloch's first time ball into Baker. Campos to Karam, back to Campos. And ball into the corner trying to find Kerm. It's won back by Clayton, who plays it forward, and no one looked to go for it. You feel if Waltman had kept running, maybe she could have got there. Priato heads it toward Waltman. Clayton once more. Resets with Priato. And back to Clayton. Inside to Waltman. Campos wins it though, and now McAllister's on the break. Centering ball to McCulloch into the corner to Kerm. Back to McCulloch, and she tries to play that ball to Kerm, but they weren't quite on the same wavelength there. Gebauer, long throw looking for Waltman, but it's going to run through to Wilson. Campos plays it forward, but Gebauer claims it, and now Sabatini on for the Devils. Finds his way out to Clayton, who gives it away but gets it back. In a tussle with Kerm. Clayton does well. Still going, Nellie Clayton. A last-ditch challenge from Kerm. And on the follow-up was Baker. That one rolling over the far touchline. Clayton will get it back as lobs it forward, looking for Waltman. It was a good ball. Waltman just couldn't keep it down with the header. Reynolds, ball forward's a good one. And there's the goal the Hawks have been after. It's Tina Campos. But you have to appreciate the pass from Hannah Reynolds. She split the whole Western Devils defense with one ball, and it was a decent finish from Campos on the run, on the ankle. Slotted it past Manon Gebauer to make it 3-1. And how will the Devils respond? It's Clayton. Ball over the top for Waltman, who plays it back across the face of goal. No one was there to finish from point-blank range. And here's Rachel Wilson to Campos. Now Kerm. Jan. Reynolds. Across to Kerm. A bit of a loose pass, but finds its way to Jan. A lovely ball down the line. Kerm strikes at it with the right boot, but the block came in from Waltman. And Kerm's on the corner. Jan, back to Kerm. All the way back to Wilson. Now here's Hannah Reynolds. First time ball out to Campos. Kerm in a tussle with Waltman. Waltman getting the better of her. Laura Waltman for the hat trick, and it's 4-1 here. A hat trick for Laura Waltman to restore the 3-goal lead, and it was a textbook high press from the Western Devils. Waltman took it around the keeper and gave herself the angle before finishing into what was essentially an empty net. Campos. Reynolds. And now here's Jan. To Anna Tan. Heavy touch, but keeps it in nicely. And the back roll to Jan. Switches play to Campos. Air swings it. Tan's battling in there. She's done well since coming on. It's fallen nicely to Jan, who gives it to Anna Tan. Ball out wide to Campos. And blocked by Baker. And just given away up the other end to Wilson there, who's eager to play it forward. Here's Tan. Ball out wide to Campos. Now here's Reynolds. Jan. Ball down the line to Tan, who just couldn't get it under control. Manon Gebauer has Clayton on with the long throw. It almost sat nicely for Nell Clayton there. She just missed her touch. Campos. To Jan. And now Caitlin Belanca. Ball out wide to Campos. Now Anatan driving forward. Jan in on goal. Vicky Bauer stood tall and sent it behind for a corner. Here's Tan. Venomous effort off the right boot. It was Belanka rather. Campos to Jan. Now Caitlin Belanka. Hooks it out to Tan. Campos. Ball forward to Belanka. Nice touch. But even the pace of Caitlin Belanka can't get there first. And a Tan on the ball now. Lays it off the line to Belanka, who brings it inside nicely. And it's a lovely finish from Caitlin Belanka, who found the gap and slotted it past Gebauer after a lovely spin. It's 4-2 here at Supa-Liga with 7 minutes left on the clock rather. As the Western Devils call a timeout, we'll go to a quick outbreak and be back in just a moment.
Futsal WA has social futsal competitions 5 nights a week, Mount Lawley and West Perth. Whether you're an individual or have a group of mates who want to play, there's a junior, men's, women's or mixed competition that will suit you. Contact us to get involved in futsal, an action-packed sport and the fastest growing sport in Australia.
And Buxley gets play restarted for the Devils. Here's Priato, plays it to Waltman, back to Priato. Ball out wide to Sabatini, lovely touch to get beyond Belanka, but the second one was poor. Caitlin Belanka brings it in for the Hawks. Kayla McCulloch to McAllister, back to McCulloch. Out wide to Belanka, has Sabatini to beat, resets with McCulloch, ball into the corner. And McAllister trying to do the spin, but couldn't get beyond Priato. Flicked over the top by Priato, looking for Buxy. Waltman out wide to Priato, and the ball forward. Buxy got there first, but couldn't direct it on target. McCulloch. And the ball over the top looking for Belanka, but couldn't quite find the number 96. As Manon Gebauer in hand for the Devils. Looks long. Nice touch to bring it down from McCulloch. All the way back to Belanka. The press coming in from the Devils. Centering pass to McAllister, who tries to help it on to Belanka. It's fallen to her in the end. But Gebauer was alert as Belanka will get a corner. Up the line to McAllister. Good effort. Decent save though. And if the Hawks get one back, they'll be right back in the contest. McCulloch shot over the bar. Gebauer. Decent roll out to Sabatini. Cross-court ball to Priato. And a lovely pass into the path of Waltman, who stumbled over, but the danger's not cleared yet. Waltman coming in like a bull and stopping Belanka from breaking forward. McCulloch to Belanka. Back to Kayla McCulloch. And now here's Jess Chan. Ball out wide to McAllister. To McCulloch at centre field. Pass to Belanka was poor, but it's still with the number 22. Belanka, got to be careful here. McAllister. Priato battling for it. Now she's won it back up high. McAllister wins it off her though. And a chance if McCulloch can stuck and beat Buxy. Oh, it was a one-on-one chance, but I think it went through the legs of Gebauer, but couldn't find its way to the back of the net. Priato. One back up high by McCulloch, was she pulled back by Sabatini? Referee John Claver saying yes, Sabatini, I think, had the number 22 by the shirt as she goes into the book. As Lauren Baker checks on Sabatini to the bench. McCulloch, Blanca and McAllister standing over this one. 3 minutes and 50 left on the clock. They need someone to stand tall now. If it goes to 4-3, they're well within a chance of getting points tonight. But these are the chances they have to take. McCulloch runs over it. Everyone does. Blanca cleared off the line. It was a very good strike. But Priato was there as the last line of defense, and up the other end. Buxy can't latch onto the throw from Gebauer. Here's Jan. One back by Waltman. Jan makes up for the error. Waltman to Priato. Centering ball to Buxy, who tries to lay it off to Baker. As the Northern Hawks call their timeout, we'll go to a quick outbreak and be back in just a moment.
Futsal WA has social futsal competitions 5 nights a week, Mount Lawley and West Perth. Whether you're an individual or have a group of mates who want to play, there's a junior, men's, women's or mixed competition that will suit you. Contact us to get involved in futsal, an action-packed sport and the fastest growing sport in Australia.
As the Northern Hawks are going to go at it with the flag keeper. 3 minutes left on the clock. Tana Campos wearing the white shirt. McAllister. And the diagonal ball forward looking for Blanca. It was too high though. As the Devils are going to get a chance to reset. Baker. Heavy touch. Almost losing out to John. Waltman. Flicks it in the centre. One back by John, but Buxy picks it up off the heavy touch. Waltman. Clayton. And getting on McCulloch nicely. Nellie Clayton. Just missing the bottom corner. Campos drops it at the feet of McCulloch. The Hawks are going to have to be efficient here. 2 goals to make up. 2 minutes to do so. Blanca trying to get things moving on quickly. Out wide, McAllister, saved by Gebauer. But Blanca's come away with it. McCulloch, and the goal's open if Waltman can find it. It'll be a 4th of the match. Laura Waltman seals the victory for the Devils. It's 5-2 tonight, and it's her 4th of the game. She's having a field day. And any chance the Hawks had left has been cut out by that 4th from Laura Waltman. It's 5-2 tonight, and anything more from now you feel like would just be a consolation. The scoreline could get worse, so as Waltman has an empty net if she can find it. And not far away, but couldn't direct it on target. McCulloch. Brings it forward. McAllister. Back to McCulloch. Campos. Nice ball looking for Dakota Van Vuck, but couldn't get anything on it. Gebauer. Sabatini being pressed up high by Belenka. Belenka's won it nicely, and Sabatini, she could be off here. She's already on a yellow. So it's a red card for Katie Sabatini. The Northern Hawks will play the remainder of the match a man up. And they've got a free kick within scoring range.
I have never been red carded in my life. Never.
Belenka squares it to Campos. Back to Belenka. He strikes off the right. Good save from Gebauer. All the way up to Campos, and it's a poor ball. The Devils are going to get it back here from the sideline, all the way up their end of the court. They're a man down, but it shouldn't matter, though. Or a woman down, we should say, but it shouldn't matter. 1 minute and 9 left to go. They've got a 3-goal lead. And that last goal from Laura Waltman might come in handy now, as they've got the buffer they wanted. Prado just going to try and keep it here. Waltman still keeps a hold of it. Prado, ball forward to Waltman. Could she score? A man down. Not quite on that occasion. Campos looks to get it back, but I think the Devils have won themselves a corner with 56 seconds left on the clock. Waltman, ball up the line to Prado, who looks to center it. Now here's Buxy. Prado. And I think that took a touch off McAllister. Referee Ton Claver in agreement. Can the Devils see the remainder of the match out without conceding? They're doing a pretty good job at it so far. Here's Prado. Chips it forward, looking for Waltman. Belenka cuts out the danger. Prado brings it inside, and Buxy tries to skip beyond McAllister. "40 seconds left on the clock. Campos to Van Vugt, back to Campos, to Belenka in the corner, but she's hit the side netting, and an open goal for the Devils. Waltman. Prado tries to play it forward early. Now a chance for the Hawks. Into the corner. McAllister into the side netting again. It's not for the want of trying today, the Northern Hawks. They just haven't been able to find the back of the net enough, and they've had some good chances that have gone begging. There's Campos with one last roll of the dice. Can they get a third on the board? Belenka tries to skip past Waltman. And with 8 seconds left, it's definitely not going to be enough. Van Vugt to Campos. One last shot, and it's over the bar. Gebauer will just send it long and see out the remaining 3 seconds. It's going to be a 5-2 win for the Western Devils, as Gebauer throws it into the roof. So just making us wait a little bit longer to hear that final whistle. Van Vugt lays it off the line to Campos, who shoots. And that will be that. That's full time here at Subiaco tonight. Western Devils 5, Northern Hawks 2. Laura Waltman with a 4-goal haul. Coral Buxy with the other. China Campos and Caitlin Belenka scoring for the Hawks. Make sure you stick around, as we will join you in the next match when we see the Spearwood Lions take on Phoenix Futsal WA in the MSL.